Yo, what up? It's the Man Cave, y'all. It's Man Cave Ave here. And just want to come through. This is a big Lakers, be a big Lakers show. They just beat the Knicks. I'm not saying because I'm happy because they beat the Knicks and all that. It doesn't really matter to me. It's I originally did this, started this podcast. It's going to talk about Lakers and Clippers and the rivalry and everything. And I've been talking to some Clipper fans online, and they kind of get on my nerves. So wanted to address that. But just to recap the game, Lakers won. LeBron, AD, Monk, balled. I think they all had 28 or 29. LeBron had a triple-double. I don't have all the stats here for you. This wasn't supposed to be a post about this Laker game, but since it just happened, Russ 1 for 10. I'll do Russ stats because everybody been saying them. I looked them up. 1 for 10, 5 points. I think 4 turnovers, maybe 5 assists or 6 assists, 4 rebounds, something like that. Here in Man Cave, baby, I'm not crazy about stats. If I need to give them to you, I'll give them to you. But I'm not on the stat guy. I mean, no, it's sports. Sometimes it's about stats and analytics, but it's about feel and just the game, fundamentals. But Russ just I don't know what to say about Russ anymore. I don't. You can't turn the ball. You can't turn the ball over. You can't miss shots. You got to be an asset. He's not playing crazy defense, so it's just like, what do you bring to the table? So Stanley Johnson, he's solid. I like that. So the Lakers came out sloppy, 23-8, I think, and then they gave up 71 in the first half. So, but to only give up, went to overtime, but to only give up 111, you gave up 71 at halftime. It's pretty good. So. Okay, just want to segue from that because, these games really don't matter right now, and that's what we're going to get into. Give me 1 second. I got my outline today. Usually I don't outline, but I got my little outline today. We'll start with the LeBron tweet because it's going to segue into Lakers-Clippers, but people talking about how the LeBron tweet, him congratulating Reggie Jackson, he said something like big shots or something, Mr. October, salute or something, I don't know. But people, this is the thing, and I had to get over it kind of myself too. I've always been a LeBron fan since forever, so I've always been a LeBron fan. But LeBron's not like Jordan, not like Kobe, and he's not gonna do anything. LeBron, that's why I at first didn't like it, didn't understand, but now I kind of like it because he kind of just like, I'm Bron, I'm going to do my thing. Like, if it's not hurting nobody, it's not hurting my family or nothing, well, I'm just tweeting. So the tweet to me is, I wouldn't do it necessarily, but he wasn't playing A2. I think he's kind of just tweeting like, y'all some bitch motherfuckers anyway, so he didn't really care. And he just likes to congratulate people. I think LeBron's just the most non-hater of all time, so that's what I think that's about. But let's segue because Lakers lost to the Clippers the night before on Friday. No, not on Friday. Thursday. They lost to the Clippers after a back-to-back they had the night before, and that's not an excuse to say, but it just, that's what it was. But it wasn't even about that. The Clippers can beat us every single game till the end of time. We could be 1,000-0. If they never win a championship, I do not care. It doesn't matter. I gave this analogy actually to my in-law today. I was at the in-laws. Shout out to, and speaking of in-laws and my cousins, this is Beyond Aware. I'm gonna shout this out a lot. This is my family, my people. But you want to be Aaron Rodgers or you want to be Tom Brady? Win a whole bunch in the regular season, don't win nothing in the postseason. Or at least, at least Aaron Rodgers got 1 ring. So you want to be Tom Brady or you want to be, say, Phillip Rivers? Or, kind of like Peyton was to a point. And, just do a whole bunch of regular season stuff and don't do nothing in the playoffs. Mostly because of Tom. But still, let's go back to basketball. The Clippers, and don't get me wrong, they're 30-7 in the past, whatever years, 10 years or something like that. And with Ty Lue at 5-0 with Ty Lue. So, okay, I get it. But it's Lake Show. It's Laker Town. I follow Clipper pages, and this thing about Man Cave. I I don't. I'm mad respectful, and I want to like when I talk about stuff, I want to be informative. So I follow almost every NBA team. I don't follow every single one, but some way somehow I probably follow that team because I like one of their players, or I just follow them. Probably the best Instagram. Well, it's not anymore because they switched the dude, and people have been talking about it. The Kings Instagram dude used to be guts. Like it got to a point because they always suck. But last year they were, and the year before they were so sorry. People were just saying, "I'm just here for the memes." Like the Kings got a good one. There's a couple other teams that have good social media pages. So I follow a lot. So I just don't follow the Clippers pages, but I do follow the Clippers page though, and it's just funny in the comments. It's kind of what do they say, a poverty franchise, or what are they? They I watched a lot of soccer now too. Banter FC. Yeah, they're just a lot of all hype. They're kind of like basically like Tottenham, and if you want to compare them to soccer, if anybody in their Premier League, any kind of league, European leagues or top leagues, they're kind of like Tottenham. They're just a whole bunch of talent, a whole bunch of talk, but they don't win nothing. So and that's the thing is it's not even like hate and nothing like that. And then we win a ring every 10 years since the 70s, 80s. So who else is doing that? So it's like people say, "Oh, you just bring up your rings." If you're not, I always say this: if you're not the Warriors, the Heat, the Cavaliers, or the Spurs, or the Mavericks, or the Bucks, if you're not any of those six teams, that means you haven't run any time relevantly, or since the Lakers have won 2 rings, then you can't talk. You can't talk. We can say rings all day because that's what we play for. Well, we're talking about right now, we beat you guys. Okay, so usually, especially because most of the time you're not in the past couple of years, you don't even see it. Well, you saw when the Lakers were full strength, they were running through the NBA right before the bubble hit. Then the bubble hit, we still ran through the NBA. So we had just smacked the Bucks, smacked them. We had just smacked the Clippers. Those 2 games. I was in the Grand Canyon on vacation, and I was watching those 2 games in the hotel. They weren't back to back, but they were damn near back to back. It was like one was on Friday, one was on Wednesday, and one was like on Saturday or something like that. One was on Thursday, one was on Saturday, and they were no. I think they were both at home. I think they were, but one of them definitely was because they played the Clippers. So I think they were at home because the Bucks came into town. But still, the Clippers. Yeah, we had beat 2 of the best teams in the league right there. The top teams right there in the league. Smashed them. So, and then we get to the bubble, no Avery Bradley. So that was our on-ball defender. People don't realize Avery Bradley was hawking. That was, 2 years ago? Now, he's 2 years removed from what he was. So, of course, nobody's getting, unless your name Bron James, ain't nobody getting better. So, yeah, I just wanted to get on here and speak real quick because and then this is my last segment. I want to segue into this. This is to Laker fans. Y'all some bitches. Just want to say that. Y'all some bitches. Some of y'all Laker fans, some bitches. Because it's either we win, it's we barely won, or we won by this and that. We lose, it's I can't stand to watch this team, all this and that. Then don't watch the team, mother. Who was here watching Robert Sacre, Brian Kelly, Ryan Kelly? What is there? Ryan Kelly, freaking had your boy, redhead boyfriend that used to play on the Clippers, freaking on the bench laid out because we didn't even have any more players to play. This wasn't even COVID time. We only had like 6 players to even field the team, and one of them was just laying across the bench because there was no other. Yeah, that picture. I should put that. I need to get my game up. I could post that right here. Like boom. But yeah, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. How Laker fans are just, and there's a lot of fair weather fans, people not from California, just this and that, or just don't know basketball. It's a mixture of all that. I'm from SoCal, born and raised in SoCal, know basketball, loved and known basketball before I loved the Lakers. My first team was Lakers, but I just fell in love with just the game of basketball. And shoot, the team I was probably rocking a lot was like the Bulls because of Jordan in like 95, 94, 96, before Kobe even got there and Shaq was even there. And that's when Lakers kind of torch. Yeah, so, I mean, I probably would have been watching in those years, Eldon Campbell and all them years, Vlade Divac. So, yeah, I see and I know about that. And that's what I like to say, too, with Man Cave and how I'm not a hater or nothing like that. I'll mess around and hate, like, just jokingly, but I'm not going to be serious about, your team. No team really necessarily sucks. It's all about circumstances. Some teams are younger and don't have as much experience and they have talent, or you're a little older and you just don't have that much talent. It's a mixture of why teams aren't good. Every team can be good, but those players are good. So I just want to let the Lakers fans know, stop being punks on the internet. And I mean, it does. I do get when people say we always bring up the 17 championships. I always tell people it matters what fans you're talking to. Because if you're talking to Celtic fans, you're talking to any fans, Mavericks, San Antonio, Bulls. I mean, Bulls have won since the 90s, but they still got 6. If you're talking to any of those teams, you can't say nothing. You know, but if you're talking to these teams, these banter teams, the Trailblazers, the Clippers, the Suns, all these teams that ain't never. So you can't even say nothing. You haven't even won the conference. You haven't even won the West. And you want to talk about you run LA. So, I mean, I'll just be logical, man. I'm not even trying to hate and just be mean and like that. It's just like, it gets to a point where you kind of get mad. Not mad per se, but just frustrated when you're just like, sit down somewhere. Y'all just, you know what I mean? Like, but now I just always tell people I love basketball before Kobe, Lakers, and anything. So I'm always gonna come out of real spit basketball. And we talking about basketball, we talking about rings. We talking about rings. We're not talking about regular season wins where there's different circumstances in regular season. But usually when you're in the playoffs and you're deep, you usually got your whole team full. Usually there's circumstances where it's here and there, you have injuries here and there. But mostly on the consistent basis, usually teams that go to the playoffs have somewhat of a full roster unless you just get hit by injuries a lot all the time. And usually those teams don't make the playoffs or go deep. So that's what it is, y'all. Man Cave Ave here. Just wanted to, touch on some things. The Lake Show got that dub today. They did lose the Clippers before, but Bron tweeted some stuff, and I think it was I don't think he should have did it, whatever. But that's Bron. Bron gonna do what he's gonna do. You gonna tell me I'm some broke dude doing a podcast? Bron is Bron. So, but yeah, it's Man Cave Ave, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm gonna be doing it all. This is Beyond Aware right here. Go on Instagram and type in @BeyondAware. That's my cousin Arlie and Brandon's company right there. That's that Beyond Aware. Fire, SoCal. That high desert stuff right there, boys. All right then, y'all. I'm out.